Hi, I'm Anjana Bapat. I'm a statistical programmer by day. I'm also a belly dance instructor, a plus size model, and a body positivity influencer. Born and raised in Mumbai, I am a 100% Mumbai Che Mulgi. Growing up, I have always been on the larger end of the size spectrum. So, at any age group, whenever I compare to my peers, I have always been on the larger end of the spectrum, chubby, healthy, fat, whatever adjective you want to use, whatever floats your boat. So, that has been the case growing up. Definitely faced a lot of judgment, a lot of prejudice, a lot of unsolicited gyan from family, from friends, from random strangers whom I did not know at all. And of course, there were the weight lectures, there was bullying, there was a lot of bullying. There were different names, different adjectives, derogatory remarks, songs whose lyrics were modified to shame me, to point at me in front of a large group of people and scream a derogatory song at me. All of that has happened. Aunties have said, "Beta, your face is so pretty. अगर तुम थोड़ा पतला हो जाओ तो." That has happened. Random neighbor, stranger, uncle coming and telling me for 45 minutes what all exercises I should do. That has happened. How did I deal with it? Now, firstly, it is very important to note that we grew up in a culture where bullying was pretty much accepted as the norm. It was like you are supposed to be a tough kid and bullying is going to happen. Maybe it worked for some, maybe I don't know. So, yeah, we grew up in a culture where bullying was not, we were not told that it's a bad thing. We were told you handle it and you be tough. It was not addressed at the root. So it's not like because I was bullied, I was riding some moral high horse and I did not bully somebody else. We were all a part of this very toxic culture, and I am as guilty as somebody else who didn't know better than me. None of us. I think a lot of us would not say a few things that we said as children. So yes, there was a lot of bullying that happened as kids, and I do wish the adults knew better. But now that I am an adult, I know that secret to be untrue. When it comes to mental health, seeking professional help, seeking therapy, I have a lot to say, and I am a very strong advocate of seeking professional help when necessary. Uh, Even if you think it may be necessary, I'm not sure. Even in that case, I think it is just important to take an appointment and go see a shrink. First thing, forget everything that Bollywood has shown. Forget it. Just shift, delete, all of that. Okay? Read yourself. Read up on symptoms. Read up on different disorders. You can start with depression. You can go on to reading. We can. I also need to update my reading. We can read up a lot on what actually happens. There are a set of symptoms, and then it's a checklist, and then you can see what all symptoms you or a loved one is facing. And if there is a certain number of subset of the symptoms that you're going through, then there is a chance that you may be clinically depressed, and you can seek a shrink and make the process easier instead of asking Dr. Google. So reading is just for research, okay? Reading is not to diagnose. We are not qualified to do the diagnosis. It breaks my heart to read a lot of messages in my DMs where people reach out to me and tell me that they feel inspired, which is lovely to read, but to read that they left dance because they felt ashamed of their body, or that people would laugh at them, or that on some instances people did laugh at them, which is just so sad to read. Nobody should have to quit something they adore doing. So, any message to people experiencing stigma? First thing I would say is please work on building your boundaries and your confidence levels and your level of accepting yourself. So, if you have good, strong boundaries up, you will automatically be the gatekeeper of your inner uh, mental health sanctum, and you will only allow a few people in. Now, these few people who matter to you, you can actually sit down and make a note of the people who are actually important to you. If they are saying something that disturbs you or upsets you, think of having a heartfelt conversation with them. Maybe they didn't know that their words are affecting you a certain way. think about attempting to have a conversation with them. See how the conversation goes. If they respond, that's great. If they don't, hey, you tried. You can still work on getting your boundaries high so that even something that they say does not viscerally affect you, while you can continue having a beautiful, love-filled equation with them where you agree to disagree. That is possible. I just believe me, that is possible. So work on just having so much confidence in yourself that what you think matters, because this is the thing about seeking validation from somebody else. You feel amazing when you get good validation. Because of this, you also feel extremely low when you get criticized. And both are not balanced states, they are too high up and low. So, confidence and boundaries will kind of balance things out for you, and you will not seek highs or lows. You will just want to be who you are, and that may change based on your thinking of yourself, but it has to come from you. The acceptance has to come from you. The confidence has to come from you. It takes time. It's not easy. Yeah, so that's my advice to somebody who focuses on log kya kahenge. Go and see any celebrity that you adore or any celebrity that the world largely adores, and read the comments if they have a social media page. Nobody is spared. Log kya kahenge is a ginormous pandemic of stupidity and you get to decide how much you internalize. So that call is yours and yours alone, and choose wisely.